Hello, welcome to the video. So today I'm going to be talking about my quick and easy routine for makeup to get you out the door quickly while still feeling awesome and super great about how you look. So let's get into it. The first thing that I do is I always start with sunscreen. Just using sunscreen preps your skin. A lot of times it's usually moisturizing. Sometimes you will have to sacrifice long wear, but still prepping your skin well will keep your makeup on for longer than anything else unless you use like a primer. But most sunscreens are pretty good primers in my opinion. And if you're just going to do something quick and easy, better to skip primer and make sure you use your sunscreen. So after I put on sunscreen, I also put on a lip balm just to get rid of the chapped lips and make sure that your lips are also prepped as you're going through, because if your lips are dry while you're putting on everything else, then things can start to look cakey and sad. So moving on from that, then I'll apply foundation or some sort of base all over the skin. So lately I've been using concealer instead of foundation, and I've been using this concealer. I like using something that's that has a doe foot applicator, so that way I can quickly pull this out, use the wand to then dot over the face, and then blend that in with a brush. And so I'll buff it in with this kind of bigger brush. So I just buff it all in to give my skin a more even complexion all around. And after I use that concealer as my base, then I'll apply an actual concealer, this time something a little bit lighter to bring some shape and dimension to my face. So I will dot it on my chin, under my eyes, just lightly, closer to my nose, a little bit lower, not directly under the eye, but kind of like between the under eye and the cheek area. And I'll also put it on my cheekbone area, so that way it brings a little fullness to my cheekbones as well. And I also apply it in between the brows on the forehead. Then I'll blend that in, and after I'm finished blending that in, I will then set it all with a powder. And I use a bigger, fluffier brush, so that way I can load up my brush and have enough product on there to sweep it all over my face without having to dip back in again. And then once my face is set, I can go in with other products. One tip I have is to avoid using brow gel until after you're finished using all your powder products, because usually the last thing you want is to have a powdery brow, or if you want your brows to really stand out and have their own color, you don't want them to blend more into your skin by getting your brow gel mixed in with your complexion products. So once my face is set, then I will go in with a little bit of bronzer. And using a palette like this, where most of the colors are good for your skin color, is really quick and easy because you can go from one color to the next. So first I'll apply bronzer, putting that on my cheeks to give a little bit of color to my face, and I also apply it to my temples around my forehead. And then I'll either go into blush or then go into highlight and sweep that on my cheekbones, a little bit down the nose. Sometimes I kind of sweep the excess everywhere else, but again, that depends on how pigmented and strong your highlight is. Sometimes you just want to dot it on and then be done. After bronzing and highlighting, then I will use my blush. I've got a little palette that's cheek and eyes, so I built this palette myself using depotted shadows and blushes. I apply blush using a kind of smaller brush, and like with practice, everything just gets better and easier and quicker. I will dip this brush at an angle into my blush softly, and then I'll pat it on kind of not directly the apples of my cheeks, but I don't smile. I kind of set it right under my eyes very gently to add a soft color there that looks a little delicate, a little like you're flushing from within, but nothing too much. So tap, 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 and then I'll move on. Added all the color to my face, so my base is perfected. I've got some shape. I've got my blush going, and then I'll go into brow gel. So I like using brow gel before anything else in my routine, so that way I can kind of see more of my shape. I'll brush it up, and then I'll brush my eyebrow hairs up, and then I'll prime my eyes using an eye primer. So using an eye primer, even though you're in a rush, can be good, because usually if you're in a rush, you're trying to do something important, and better to do it right the first time than have a mess. And so I'll prime my eyes and then quickly go into some eyeshadow. I mean, I guess maybe this isn't makeup that has to be super rushed, but this is just like a simple routine, and you don't have to take an hour and a half to do it, or you don't even have to take an hour to do it. Then I'll use a skin color eyeshadow on my eyes. In this case, I use this white from my palette, and I'll brush it all over my lid. And depending on how much time I have, I'll go into a few more colors and sweep them all over the lid. And after I'm finished with my eye look, I will then go in using mascara and just brushing mascara all through my lashes. Sometimes you can skip mascara and still look really good. If you're going for a no makeup look, but you still look suspiciously good, skip mascara. I still love mascara. I think mascara can look relatively natural, but it's just up to your personal preference and the look that you like. So then I'll go into mascara, and once I'm finished with mascara, I've got the last step, which is lips, and I've been loving using a lip gloss. So I use this Buxom plumping lip gloss. Something kind of sticky will stay longer, but honestly, it's up to you what you like. And I like this because if I have pretty much no color to my face and then I add a sparkly hot pink lipstick, then that just brings so much color to my face, and it really makes me look fresh and fun, and it just is the cherry on top. So yeah, that is the basic steps. So like I mentioned, don't put on your brow gel before setting your face, because you don't want skin color brows, unless you want that. But if you want to make sure that your brows really stand on their own, let them have their chance. Overall, this look took me about 15-20 minutes to do, which I think is a relatively good amount. If you want something relatively easy, but you want to still have all the steps. If you want to have a shorter makeup routine, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear what you have for that, or if you're interested in me making a video on it. But yeah, this is my kind of quick but full makeup routine, and yeah, I really appreciated you watching this with me, sharing your time with me. If you like this, please hit the like button, and also subscribe if you want to see more. I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye!